rolling, Chris. Give
Rolling. Well, hi, friends.
Little higher.
Hi, friends.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. This is the first time I've done this in the new year, so
is.
I wasn't quite as high as I usually am.
I know. Now, do you mean you meant your voice? Okay.
Yes. Tone-wise.
Okay.
But we are here
Be clear.
on Double Take the Podcast in a brand new year. Of course, I'm Chris, and this is Josh Feemster, our co-host.
Over here
and
smacking my gum. Did you hear that?
I did. And
Sorry.
all the people heard it too. But we're also sitting here with
A legend.
a legendary bass singer who has probably filled his mantle with bass singing awards, and his name is Eric Bennett of the Triumphant Quartet.
It's good to be here with you guys, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, I count this as an honor.
Well, we do
to
too.
sit in the same room with y'all.
Thank you for
This is
thank you
awesome.
for joining
Yeah.
us. How many? So don't be modest. How many times did you win the bass singer of the year?
You know what? That's a good
Don't
question.
tell me you lost
I
count.
I really don't know. Honestly, I really
So
don't
it
know.
was so many you lost count.
No, it's just.
When was the first year? It was with Triumphant.
Oh yeah. It was probably 2000 and maybe 10, maybe or
Okay.
2008 or 9.
I guess it rolled along. It was every year until.
Well, what's crazy is we won. I think we won Quartet of the Year for the first year. The same year I won Bass Singer of the Year.
Okay.
So it's super exciting. But we go from that was in the big arena up in Louisville. You know, huge. That was when it's packed out.
Oh,
you know, 19, 20,000 people, whatever it was there. And you know, we won Group of the Year. You know, man, we was on cloud nine, all the things. You know, and that was when they used to do the award show on Saturday. Well, they did it on Saturday, and then we had a concert the next Sunday in Branson. Huge theater. Huge. And we walk out to about 30 people. Literally, no joke. And I thought, when we just laughed about it, and we said, man, God has a funny way of humbling you in a hurry, man.
Yeah. That'll humble
So
you.
it was pretty funny.
In this industry, you get humbled
In a hurry.
Yeah, there's extreme highs and extreme
You can
lows.
literally sing to 2,000 one night and go the next day and sing to 50.
And
It's
you know,
crazy.
if that's your perspective, okay, how many people am I singing to? That could really get you down.
Yeah, you need to average it.
Well, you do, but at the same time, it's not about that. I mean, it's really just not about that. And honestly, now it's no fun to have a huge room and 25 people be there.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of fun.
Because we feed off of the energy.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, we
and
do.
their response. So
But you know, going into a room that holds a couple hundred people and it being full, or 100 people and it being full, there's just something neat about that to me. Still to this day.
Yeah.
That's just neat. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a neat thing.
Yeah, I love the whether it's 100 or I like a packed place,
I do
whether it's
too.
100 or 500
Yeah,
or whatever.
because
it
of the
is. But,
energy.
yeah, energy is a lot better. But yeah, that was my first experience of that, and then I don't really know where it went from there. I'll just be honest.
I'm pretty sure you would know. He won that every year until
Till Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
With the
Yeah.
inspirations.
Yeah, and that was a
Wyatt.
few years ago that he started winning. And of course, in this world, once you start, it lasts for a while.
Yeah,
Seems
well, yeah, it does, and
Which is
you
good.
know, I love Wyatt. He's he's like the greatest kid ever, and he reminds me a lot of myself. You know,
Really?
preacher, starting off as a preacher. I pastored for 2 years and got fired. And no, I didn't, but I did pastor for 2 years, and then Steve French called me with the Kingdom Heirs and sung with them for 11 years. But
Let's go back into that. All right, go back into that a minute. So tell, because what we really like to do with this podcast is dig into your upbringing. You know, because you're from Battleground, right?
Yeah.
Coleman,
big place.
Coleman,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
Coleman.
that's right. I
Yeah.
forgot you were an Alabama native.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Can't you tell?
Man,
Well,
hey,
he's been
Look at
identified.
the way I dress.
Oh,
Is that not?
you've been identified with the East Tennessee for so long.
Yeah.
I forget where you're
I've been in
actually
East Tennessee longer than I have Alabama, but
But you grew up in Battleground.
grew up in the Battleground and still have the farm there. A lot of my family still lives there. My mother used to take me to hear quartets in the area. She loved the quartets and stuff. And then my brother, he's a little older than I am. He got me into singing when I was about 16. Started singing an FFA quartet. Then I started singing in a quartet with him.
What high school was that?
West Point.
Okay. So that's
West-
Battleground area.
Yeah,
over
it's a
there. I
Battleground
know where
area,
that is.
yeah.
Okay.
And then started singing with them for a while and probably for a few years, and started pastoring when I was 23 to 25. Resigned, not really knowing why. About 2 months later, got a call to come and up to Pigeon Forge and start singing with the Kingdom Heirs.
Was that early 90s?
That was 91 when I started. Yeah, fall of 91. So great opportunity. Loved Dollywood. Love of the whole theme park thing. It was a great thing to be able to go into work and sing to at one place, not have to move around, not have to travel. That was great. But also, I loved who I was with. I loved the guys, and they were great.
When you went there, who was singing?
It was Clayton,
Yeah.
Rick Strickland.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then
That
Steve.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was and that stuck for a little while.
Yeah.
Until
Clayton left about a year later, or 2 years later.
and that's when Steve came in.
And that's when Steve Lacy came in. Yeah.
So was Rick Strickland still there?
No, Rick left after about a year, and then David Walker came in for about a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that
David.
Brian's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, of course, David Sutton came, and he stayed the whole time I was there. of
And
course.
that's when Steve Lacy ended up coming after Clayton.
Yeah. And Steve Lacy stayed there about 2 years, and then we hired Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was there for a long
Arthur
time.
was there forever. Yeah, will forever be a Kingdom Heir,
Yeah.
and what a great singer he is.
Oh,
Freak.
Incredible
So
range.
how did Steve know that you sang? Did you sing?
I was in a
locally?
local group, and
Okay.
we sang together with them one New Year's Eve.
I got
Yeah,
you.
and he'd heard me and just kind of went back through some singing news and found the group and found us and
Nice.
called, and so it was a great opportunity. Great start.
Was that an easy decision?
What's funny is that we had just vacationed. Me and my wife had been with some friends and just vacationed up in Pigeon Forge about a month before that, before I got the call. And I remember leaving Pigeon Forge and going, man, just looking around and going, man, if there's ever another place I would possibly want to live, it'd be here.
Yeah.
And, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will, give you the desires of your heart.
Yeah.
So that was a great desire. And again, I didn't like necessarily moving away from my family, moved away from my mom and dad and all my brothers and sisters, but what a great move. It's been a great move for my family.
Did y'all have kids at that time?
We did. We had two. We had the two. Yeah.
How old were they?
They were 4 and 1.
So they all they ever knew was
They basically all they ever knew. Yeah. was-
Sevierville, pretty much.
Yeah, Sevierville,
Pigeon
Pigeon
Forge.
Forge area. So, but it was a great move.
That had to be that. I've always thought because with Sean growing up, Jeff's son Sean growing
Yeah.
up in Dollywood, that had to be a neat.
Experience, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Well, we
I
used
mean,
to bring our
that's
kids.
what I'm
I'd bring
talking
my
about.
kids in the summertime, and they could just run, and nobody cared. Nobody,
Yeah.
we give them a little bit of money to go
I
eat
guess they
on.
could ride all the rides they
They could
wanted
ride
to
the rides all day. They could play with other friends,
Yeah.
Steve's friends or kids or whatever.
I mean, what a
And-
way to come up.
Yeah.
I mean, can you
That's
imagine,
neat.
Chris? You're at an amusement park as your babysitter.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
pretty
what
cool.
It was. That's
Pretty
what it was. It was great.
So
It was
that was there, and that group. So at that, y'all were going out in the wintertime and doing a couple of
great.
months
Yeah,
of touring.
we did about 3 months in the wintertime.
I guess that was your first touring,
It
actual
was.
touring
Yes,
experience.
Yes. And I had done it. 3 months is all I wanted of it back then. And then, of course, we left the Kingdom Heirs, 11 years there, and then formed Integrity
Yeah.
Quartet.
You probably don't remember this. I came and tried out with y'all.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
that's
that
right.
that was at Clayton, and Scotty was there singing baritone.
yes.
But he had not taken the job,
No.
and Clayton had not taken the job.
No.
I guess they were holding out for more
Well,
money.
here's the deal. We had asked Clayton and Scotty because we knew that me and David already kind of prayed about like they're the two that we want because they live right here.
Well, yeah.
Their
It's a perfect
father and
fit.
son is perfect fit. Lead baritone, exactly what we need. And we had asked them, and they turned it down.
Really, just flat turned it down.
They just turned it down. They was going to start their own thing. They'd already bought
Okay.
equipment and all the stuff. Inman and Company was the name of the group.
Wow.
They're going to do a trio.
That would have failed on name alone.
Oh.
Everybody always asks, "Who's the company? What y'all
Yeah,
doing?"
exactly. Yeah. Well, and what's funny is Chris, you'll appreciate this. They had trouble finding a tenor.
There you go.
Wow.
Back there, they tried out so many different people, and they just couldn't get anybody to,
Yeah.
And
Scotty had been singing with Poet Voices.
he had been singing Poet Voice about a year, and then
Yeah.
they disbanded back at that point.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, we asked them to come, and they turned us down. And then the night before, Clayton had talked to an wise old man at our church, and they said, well, what's the harm in just hearing them out? And so the next day, it was that night before tryouts. Clayton said, "Hey, he called me? He said, "Hey, can we?" Because me and Clayton were really close. We were close friends. We've been close friends from the word get go. And he said, "Would it be okay if we come and try it out?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And still didn't know, when we were doing the tryouts. But what's funny is Scotty, he wanted to do it so bad that he stayed in there the whole time with everybody that came in.
Well, yeah, he sang with
Yeah,
me.
he sang whether it was baritone or if the baritone was trying out, he would sing the lead part, and he was just, he was so excited to be there. He said, "Let me stay in, let me do the, okay. But it was all said and done, and they ended up wanting the job. Then it was.
So I never told anybody this. So when I left there, I mean, it was all extremely positive. I mean, it was a good sound.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
And y'all
Yeah.
were so
Absolutely.
kind.
Yeah.
You probably forget, Brandy was at least 7 months pregnant. So she came up there with me and was there, and I mean, it was
That's
like,
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I left, I mean, it was all because after about 3 or 4 songs, Jeff said, "Man, I've heard all I need to hear.
Yeah.
We're just we can sing all day long, but
Yeah.
this is and you guys were just so encouraging. So I felt really good about the whole situation. So when and it was Bill Lawrence that I think you had called, or he called me, and that's how that came about. So on our way home, I get home, and Josh Simpson called me. And because he's there, right there from Scotty had called him and said, "Hey, your buddy Feimster was up here and did great," and he said, "But we're going to take it."
Yeah.
So he called me and told me, and I was like,
wow.
"Oh man!" So and then
Yeah.
a couple of days later you called, and I was like, "But I can't imagine if that had all worked out, going up there and moving away from family, having a baby.
It's a big deal.
It would have been.
It's a big deal.
It would have been, and we'd have done it.
Here's the deal. It's funny how God has you in right where you need to be at all the right spots. You look back over your life and go, wow, I would have done this, but God.
Yeah,
I would have done that.
That's exactly what it would have been.
So it's been.
Then about a year later, Gary called.
Yeah, exactly.
And we started Mercy's Mark and that
Mercy's
Mark.
Mercy's Mark, yeah.
Yep, started doing that.
But that was a great group, by the way.
Thank you.
But anyhow, we did that for. We were Integrity for a year, and then Integrity Music called. Big deal out of Mobile, and said, "Listen, our lawyers want to meet with you guys." So we went. Me and Clayton drove to Birmingham and met the lawyers for Integrity Music. And they said, "Guys, you're going to have to change your name." So we put it out on the radio. And you remember that?
Yeah.
And had a big deal. Had 3,500 names sent in, and about 7 people sent in Triumphant.
Huh.
They won. We drew out of them, and they won a trip to Pigeon Forge and all the things. So, but yeah, I've been with those guys now for 23 years, 24
Holy
years.
smokes.
That's crazy.
So y'all originally were with the Louise Mandrell.
Yeah, we left Kingdom Heirs. We went directly to Louise Mandrell's.
Did she approach you guys? Like, how did that work out? Because y'all are with at Kingdom Heirs at Dollywood, the same type thing. They're doing those shows. How did that all come? Did y'all express interest? Did you think about doing your own thing, or did it all just?
No, it was again God. She started a praise and worship service. On Sunday mornings. And she would announce it at every show during the week, and you wouldn't believe it, the people that would show up. Just come as you are. If you're leaving town, come in shorts. Sometimes the place would be packed. Now, she would invite a lot of big speakers a lot of times. Like I know Gloria Gaither was there one Sunday morning. Different great speakers would come in. And so we knew Louise, because she was working in the same town. So she asked myself to come over and David to come over and Jeff to come over. Jeff had filled in for her band for a few times.
Okay.
And so she said, Jeff, would you come over and play a couple on Sunday morning? And do you know anybody that might want to sing? So I'd go over and sing a couple on Sunday morning. David do the same. And we got to know them real good. And then the Blackwoods were there. And she said, hey, Blackwoods are leaving. Would you guys know of anybody that would like to, take their place? And was like, no. And then Sandy, her manager, said, why don't you put together a group and come over here and do this? And, man, I'm telling you, people say, well, I prayed about it. Listen, we prayed and prayed and prayed because that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Leaving security.
Yeah.
Leaving a group across the town. We knew it was going to be blackballed. I mean,
well, it was. Yeah,
and
we
were.
What it was.
I mean, we were.
Yeah.
We were for a while.
Yeah.
And it took a while to massage that the hard feelings out and stuff and this and that. But it got there. Well, when Jeff went with the Kingdom Heirs, Jeff Chapman went with the Kingdom Heirs, and they got a great tenor and all the things. Jerry Martin, I think, finally showed up there.
Yeah,
and they were a great sound.
thing.
Man, it was a great thing. And I think, when you got something really good going on, you don't worry about as much about whatever somebody else is going.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the key there. But we stayed with her for 3 years, and then another guy come in and bought it, called it the Miracle. Did a theater type thing there that night. Still kept us during the day. But after that, we just felt like it was time to go on the road, and so we just started traveling, and God was very gracious.
Well, you'd had that lifestyle for so long. How was that going from, Jeff had a big adjustment going from being with the Kingdom Heirs for 20 years and coming out here with Gold City. I'm sure you had the same adjustment.
So did he have a big adjustment?
I mean, I think he did. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's never
really talked about it.
He's never talked about it. He's not ever acted like it's affected him. But I think it would me if I knew, I was going home.
Well, for a long time. I mean, I think
back.
he's just now getting to where he can sleep.
Yeah.
Well, again, going down the road.
That's the thing is you sleep.
Well, let me tell you this too. A lot of it has to do with getting your kids raised. And he was in a one spot to get his kids raised, and I think he was ready then.
Yeah.
Had his kids been 8, 9, 10, had to leave, that wouldn't have been might not have been an option for him.
Yeah.
But the timing, when the fullness of time had come, it sometimes in our lives, and that's what it was for me. I was able to raise my kids and stay home with them pretty much until my son was like 17.
Yeah.
And so when he was 17, and we were on the road, and he understood, everybody understood.
Yeah.
He was up old enough to drive himself to where he was going and all his ball games and this and that. And so it was, y'all know as well as I do, traveling. In this life, it's quality over quantity.
Yeah, it is.
And when you get home, you have to spend quality time.
That's right.
And a lot of husbands are home, but they're not home.
Yeah.
And when I get home, I like me and my wife. I'm in her face. And sometimes she's like, "Isn't it about time for you to go on the road?" But but you know what I'm saying? It's just like we spend all the time together.
Yeah.
And so and I get a lot of time with grandkids, a lot of quality time with them. I go to all the ball games, all the things I can do when I'm home. I make my every day try to count for to be important when I'm home. But when I'm gone, then I do whatever I can to do for them for what I can on the road. Still try to be important in their lives. Call my daughter today, all the things. Call my son today. Just check in. They're 30, almost 40 now, and I'm still checking on them, making sure everything's all right. So yeah.
And y'all are Triumphant, like Gold City has recently kind of scaled back a lot in order to. I know you're heavily involved in your home church. Is it your son or your son-in-law that pastors? Okay.
It's the son-in-law that's pastoring.
Okay.
It's the son that's the worship pastor.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's Connect Church.
Connect Church.
There in Sevierville. That's great. I know y'all are plugged in there.
We are.
Quite a bit.
We love it, and we go. Of course, when I'm there, I go all 3 services. We have 3 services in a Sunday morning. I try to go all 3 and serve in some capacity, whether it's greeting or singing in the choir or something. All 3, just to be a part.
And y'all started that from the ground up.
We did.
You planted that church.
Yeah, we started with about 30 people in a barn, and on Sunday nights, and man, it has blown up, and God has been good. And last year we baptized about 250 people.
Holy
smokes,
over
250.
That's awesome.
I ain't never been a part of anything like that.
Right.
Like I haven't been a part of a church that's done it in the whole lifetime of the church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. So that it's just unbelievable how God is blessing. But I just feel like when you get a good pastor, a good preacher, which my son-in-law is very deep. He loves it, and you can just tell God's all over him. And they lived with us for a while. They lived with us for about 2.5 years while they were trying to, find a house and do different things. And so I seen him study, and I seen him the time he spent in prayer and the time he spent in the Word. And so I know he's the real thing. I seen the way he treats my daughter.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Huge deal.
Yeah. And then. It just is. You got good preaching, you got good music, which my son does a great job with the music, and then you get that combination with a really good dose of prayer and the Holy Spirit. Yeah. Then your church is going to grow. There's just no way around it. There's no way around it, and I think that's why it's blown up.
Do y'all get a lot of tourists, or is it a lot of home people? Like, is there because there's so many? I mean, Sevierville's a tourist town.
Not really. I mean,
really,
we will get a lot of tourists like on Quartet Convention Week.
Yeah, because
they know you go. Yeah, they know we go there and we're plugged in. Clayton and David are deacons, and
wow.
I'm an elder. What they call me, I guess it's because I'm the oldest person at church, but besides Clayton. But
no, that elder status is a big deal.
It's one of those deals where people will just come in, on early in the Quartet Convention, or they'll stay after it, and come to church. Yeah. But we don't get a lot of that. No, we don't. There might be 6 or 8 people a weekend.
Yeah.
We'll just come there. I get some text, hey, we're coming. What service you going to be at? I'm like, I ain't going to be there because I'm on the road or whatever. But yeah. So that's where that kind of.
I was just thinking, you guys probably that lineup of you and David and Clayton and Scotty stayed together for what, 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah. And that was the original lineup.
That was the original. I don't think that's ever been. I mean, a male quartet, I don't know that that's ever been done in gospel music where that has stayed together for so long. That had to be challenging. Scotty's doing great on his own. Yeah, and I love his style and what he's doing, but that had to be tough for you guys and for him. To after so long together to branch out, and then you had to find somebody new. And tell us about that. And
it was Scotty's like a son, and I just dearly love him. It was tough, but I will say this: I went to Scotty probably about a year before he left, because I knew where his heart was. Like I knew it was it was coming. And in some ways, he had already gone. Like he had cut a solo album. He had done some solo dates. So I think when you leave a place and you're going somewhere else, if you're really in tune with the Lord, there'll be a push and a pull. You need both of them. And I think there was a pull to what he was going to.
Yeah.
But I also went to him and said, look, we want you to stay here as long as you want to. But the minute you feel like you need to be somewhere else, we want you to go, because you're going to hinder us and you're going to hinder yourself. And
that's wise.
And again, I wanted him to stay as long as he wanted to stay. But I could tell he was already, he was restless.
Yeah.
And we could all kind of tell it. He was restless, and he knew he was restless. And it was a great thing. And he we've talked about it several times. He's called me and said, "Man, thank you for." Understanding, whatever. And he's also, group managing is not the easiest thing. Sometimes, whatever. And he's already, he's like, man, I didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
But now that I'm out here by myself, he's having to make all the calls now.
Yeah.
He's having to book all the hotel rooms. He's having to, make all the arrangements and all the things, the flight arrangements, all the stuff that,
Right.
you used to just get on the bus, But it's a lot different now. But he's doing great. I'm so proud of him.
And y'all have a great new guy, Sean Barber, stepped in the spot, and I mean, what a singer, Josh.
Oh, Sean's an incredible singer.
I mean, high as a cat's back, as we
yeah.
say in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Just
crazy
great.
good.
Great
He's
range,
crazy
tenor range type thing. And
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you about Sean, man. Sean's one of those guys that we prayed. Like I wasn't smart enough to pick Sean. I just wasn't. God sent Sean.
Yeah.
Because we prayed about God sent us. We want 4 things. We want a great singer. Love to have somebody that could play something.
Sure.
Right.
He can play the piano and the guitar, and pretty doggone good at both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted somebody that was easy to get along with. Y'all know how that is on the
yeah.
bus.
Sure.
You
That's
travel with them,
important.
4 days a week.
Yeah, we travel with Danny Riley. We have to know
you
how to-
know exactly. They're joking, Danny. I hope. And we also wanted somebody that loved people. That's a big deal to us. We want, we love people, and we want somebody. And Buddy, he's all for.
Yeah.
He's all for. He is great on all 4 of those points, and it's just come in and like he's like family. Him and his wife, they moved immediately.
He had a good situation, like the what he
Perfect
was,
situation,
Yeah,
yeah.
with what he was doing, because I knew him from Legacy 5.
Yeah.
He had reached out or something with some vocal stuff
Yeah.
and wanting some help and different things, but like he had a really good situation, job wise, and so
Worked at a plant, made really good money.
yeah, and when he took that,
traveled, did
when he
all the stuff
decided to come, we
yeah.
all like, well, doggone, that's some faith
Yeah.
right there.
Well, it was, and he was able. He kept that job for the first year he was here. And
Really?
He asked us if he could, we worked around him. He was able to work around us. And then he was able to retire. So it was it was a
okay.
great
So that
thing for
worked
he
out
was there 30
beautifully.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it worked
Wow.
out. It worked out good for him.
That's great.
Well, he
Yeah.
brought. I think he brought an interesting element to the group.
He
with
did.
his voice and his vocal style, and really different from Scotty. Totally
Oh, yeah,
different.
totally
animal.
different, yeah.
he can sing all that stuff.
But I'll be honest. Sometimes that's what you want.
yeah, it is.
You don't want
need
anybody
something
comparing
different.
him to Scotty.
No.
Because Scotty was a totally like a more of a country style,
Yeah,
and
great
does a
at
great
it.
job at that. But what's funny about Sean is he's Pentecostal,
Right.
And he brought that background, Pentecostal background, to us, and we're all Baptist, and he just, it's funny, but he's just totally, he has a little bit more. He can't be still on stage, and he moves around and all the things.
Yeah, I hate people like that. So when you were coming up singing, and young, getting started, when did you actually start singing bass?
In a group, probably 15.
Voice changed.
Yeah.
Were you just singing before then? You just loved singing?
Just
or-
loves just singing. I could already sing I already had a big voice.
Yeah.
When I was like 12.
Okay.
Just kind of weird. But when I was 16, 15, 16, my brothers kind of started working with me. We started listening to Ray Dean Reese with the Kingsmen.
Yeah.
He was the guy that I listened to all the time. I didn't really know a lot. They came to Coleman. Cathedrals never come to Coleman. I didn't really know who they were.
Who put on that Coleman? I was trying to think about this the other day. There was at the Civic Center or something.
Yeah.
Do you
There was
remember
a guy that I remember. I can't remember his name.
I can't either. I was
but-
trying to think about that. I sang there a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I remember going to hear.
Now,
actually,
Ricky Lackey came in after
That's
the
who
other
I'm
guy that
thinking
used to have the
about.
Kingdom
Okay.
and stuff. But Ricky
That's who I
Lackey
was
came in
thinking
and
of.
started promoting.
because he would actually have the cathedrals in.
Yeah, would he? Okay, I didn't.
Later on, a
yeah,
few times he
okay.
had them in.
I didn't know, but Cathedrals was a little bit later. I fell in love with the Kingsmen. I made a covenant with my. You know those old songs, and then it went from them to Go City.
Tim.
Yeah, Tim. Oh, Tim. Yeah,
Incredible.
and Tim has always been so personable.
Yeah. And willing to help.
Yeah. Well, not
Advice
only vocally, but Tim set me down. I'll never forget it behind Myrtle Beach Civic Center, and we sat on old car seats that were just on the back porch back there, and just sat down. You know how Tim is; he's just all laid back, and he's be like, "Boy, have you got your finances in order?" And just told me how to, he said, "There's more to it than just saying you got to prepare for the future. You never know what's going to come." And he told me about, some things he had and this and that and some things. And he said, always have some cash, always be ready for, all the things. Really, one of the best mentorship moments that I've ever been a part of.
Wow.
He just took a lot of time, maybe 2 hours, I guess, that day, just talking through things about life.
Was that as you were going into the integrity or the new endeavor, or was that
that was only probably, that was the last time he was with Gold City. So
oh wow,
that was probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's been, but yeah.
I think we say that he officially retired in 14.
Yeah. So that was probably 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah. Was that so? Did you kind of study? Did you have in your mind what you wanted to sound like as a bass singer, or was it I guess we all have influences, and guys, I guess Rating was one of those. Early on, it was just probably got you on the bass part.
He did. He got me to follow in the bass part. Then I listened.
You've always been a great singer of a song.
Well,
like you could take and sing a song.
But to be honest, I loved him, and then I loved the guy with Oak Ridge Boys.
Sturban.
Loved Sturban. And then I loved him. And I really fell in love with George's voice. Just the quality of his voice.
A lot that I hear.
When he sings, but. One of my biggest influences is Rusty Goodman.
Yeah, okay.
How he could just take a song. He wasn't that low.
No, he wasn't. No.
But he could just had a big voice. Just take a song and just
great singer.
Like he's going to touch your heart.
Yeah.
He's going to touch your heart before you walk out of there. He's going to touch your heart with a song.
Yeah.
And that was really where I was like, dude, I want to be that. If there's anything I want to be, I want to be that. I want people to feel what I'm feeling.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where I would really give a lot of it to him.
So when y'all left, when you ended up after the theater shifted and y'all went on your own, how long did it take you to adjust to that road life Chris was talking about? Did you get it pretty quick, or was it okay?
Well, we had already traveled again 3 months out of the year.
So you had
So I knew what it was like. I was the last one to kind of give in to go, guys, because David had traveled with the Singing Americans full time. Clayton had just come off the road with One by One, and Scotty had traveled with Phil and all the things. So they was all pretty ready to do it.
How long was Jeff with the Kingdom Heirs? Because he came after you.
He was probably there. Jamie Graves was there before him, and then Jeff came. We were probably together with Jeff probably 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about Jeff Stice, not Jeff Chapman.
Yes,
for those listening at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say this. Myself and David and Jeff Stice all left at the same time to go to Louise's. That was a blow. Absolutely. That was a blow to any group.
It would have to be.
And I can understand the
Steve had some animosity there. Was
yeah, and he, I think it was until he got his group back together and they got their feet under them. And I totally understand it.
Yeah, it would have to mess with you mentally too.
Absolutely.
I get all that.
But we knew that it was, and I think anybody that's followed our, whatever you want to call it, our ministry or whatever, I think understands that we had to do that. That was something that hopefully that people have sat back and gone, that was a God thing.
Yeah.
That's what I hope people say about it.
Yeah.
Because it definitely was.
Well, and God's blessed Triumphant. God bless Kingdom Heirs. Same thing with Gold City when Brian and Ivan left. That was a big blow, but they came back and
honestly
things go on and
came back and went to places they had never went.
That's true.
With Gold City
with Jonathan and
Jay and then Mark and that whole thing. So it all
coming back
out.
again, man. They all come back and made a big splash. And I love it, man.
I ain't sure where we're going, but we're here.
I'll tell you, it's everybody's noticing, and I love the sound that y'all have now, and it's kind of like the old city's back, and it's really but it's fresh, so it's a great thing.
It's an old sound, but it's fresh.
Yeah. Well, it's here's the thing though, man. We sung with Greater Vision last Saturday, and they sung songs that they had been doing for 20 and 30 years.
Yeah.
And why do they do that? It's because that's what people want.
That's what they want to hear.
And they don't want to hear the new stuff. Just give me the old, the old songs that Gold City used to sing,
Right.
Midnight Cry. Don't let me get out of here without hearing that.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah,
There's certain songs that we have, but what's funny is we'll go back and we're working on an album now and should have it finished before long. That's the hits.
yeah,
I'm not giving up, and
Yeah.
but the neat thing about it, and you got to work with Gary one time on that Forever Gold
Yeah.
album with the Kingdom Heirs, but Gary, we wanted Gary to redo these songs like I'm Not Giving Up. He said,
God's building a church.
God's building a church.
Yeah.
That he didn't do.
yeah.
But we always wanted to hear his
His take on it. Yeah.
So it's the coolest thing in the world to
Yeah.
hear what he did with those classic songs, and then for him to go back and take Midnight Cry and do a new version.
Yeah.
And it's just it's one of the neatest things. So for us to get to now, we're almost going to get to reintroduce a lot of that. But a lot of like we did Child of the Light
Yeah.
on there. A lot of people thought that was a new song.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
have so many people who don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That song.
Yeah.
So that's what we're finding with some of these older songs that
Yeah.
were just huge favorites of ours. Because we went through and started with a list of 50 songs probably,
Yeah.
and then we just kept whittling
Had to
down,
narrow.
and we got to the point where we had 20 or 25, and Gary said, well, I can take John Saul, Robe of White, and Getting Ready to Leave This World and do a medley, and man,
Yeah.
did he. Good grief.
Boy, he did. He did. That medley was
It's one of
great.
the most cool
Yeah.
things I've
Yeah,
ever heard.
it's awesome.
And then we got another medley that we hadn't talked about yet that'll be on there.
Yeah.
But these songs are timeless, and people want to hear them, and they're still fresh. And if you present them in the right way, they will always be fresh.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, any group, not just Gold City, that has a back catalog like that.
You guys now, I mean, that's
You
where you're
guys,
at.
Well,
Yeah.
we've had to go back and do some medleys too,
Yeah.
as far as that goes, and try to put some songs together.
Yeah,
And,
because people still want to hear "Saved by Grace,"
we
and
have
they
to
still
do
want to
it.
hear
It's in
"White
there.
Flag," and all those. But your audience when you started, whatever it was, 25 years ago or close to that, people that are coming to hear you now, they didn't know you 25 years ago. It's just
Right.
like people that are coming to hear us now that think these are new songs. Well, they didn't even know Brian and Ivan sang with Gold City.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's hilarious. Midnight Cry. They said we thought that was Ivan's song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was Ivan's song. He just did. It was Gold City.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
So it's crazy how groups have still have to sing their back catalog because their audience was never introduced to that in the beginning. So you're almost introducing it to a new audience, and then you're taking your tried and true audience that's been with you all those 25 years and introducing them to new songs like y'all are doing with Goodness of God and
Yeah.
going there and all that. So I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the new ones. I love the old ones. I like every kind of music. I find myself living, this. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but Christian contemporary music could be a wordy dirt, but I love that style of music. I love the old hymns. I
Yeah.
love the classic Gold City
Why
songs.
should we not be doing all of it? That's
All
what I've
of
never
it. All
understood
of it.
is why
If
we're
it-
not.
A good song is a good song.
Yeah. Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's,
And
it's the
that's-
message
yeah.
and people enjoy it, why are we not doing those songs?
And years ago, groups would do songs that they would hear. People would go hear these groups and they'd be like, "Well, I know that song because they do it at church."
Yeah.
Well, y'all are the same way. Now
It's
they're coming to hear
happening
you
now.
guys, and you're singing, all your
Songs that we do at our church.
that you do at your church.
well, it's
And
reversed. Used to
Yeah.
it was Southern gospel music that was the 70s and 80s that you
Yes.
heard those songs at church, then
Right.
you go to hear them. Now it's the opposite now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
So-
funny is gospel music and the church were side by side through the 70s and
Yeah.
80s and even the 90s,
Yeah.
early 2000s, because Mike Speck had all those
Yeah.
oh yeah,
hymn books, song books,
Choir
the
book,
choir books,
choral
Yeah.
program deals.
and everybody was doing. Everybody was in sync side by side. Well, then the church started going a little bit off this way with guitars and different things, and we weren't going to budge. Church started dressing a little bit,
Yeah,
a little bit more
different.
relaxed. We wasn't going to budge. We were still in suit and ties, and now there's a kind of a gap almost between Southern gospel and the church.
Oh, well, it
and I'm
very
gonna be
much.
honest with you, it's not hurt the church.
No.
The church is still going strong.
Yeah.
yeah.
If it's hurt anything, it's Southern gospel, and people are not familiar with it because
Right.
we didn't kind of hang with the church,
Yeah.
and I don't know how you do that with Southern gospel, but I think it would have been a smart thing if we'd have kind of hung with the church and
Yeah.
and still done some of their songs and they do some of ours. But
I'll be honest with you, it's tough for me. We go to Centerpoint Church in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Used to be Centerpoint Baptist, and now they've dropped the Baptist. It's just Centerpoint. But it's hard for me. Even I'm not even quite 40 yet, and when I go to church, I feel overdressed.
Yeah.
And I'm not even wearing a tie. I'm just wearing a shirt. And but I get that. But people are, they're all worshiping the same way when you're there. They might be dressed a little different, but it's tough for me, I'll be honest with you, because I'm a creature of habit. And,
you're the oldest 39-year-old person on the planet.
I am an old soul.
You're 39 going on 79. So where's Triumphant headed? Just where are we going now?
We've been talking about that and, kind of where we're going to go and kind of where we're headed and kind of, we're trying to put together a new CD and trying to go through songs and what kind of songs, what's the message going to be going forward. And, that's what we're still trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out what we want to do, who we want to be. It is so hard. It's so hard to reach out with your one hand and hold on to the old people that. Yeah. I don't mean that age-wise. I just mean the older people, the crowd that you've been with you for a long time, and then to look forward and look to what you're going to have to be in order to win the ones that are in front of you,
right?
And try to be in the center of that somewhere. But our goal is we want the whole family worshiping together.
Yeah, that's great.
We want the grandmas and the moms and then the daughters and the sons and we want the whole family being there. And so, how do you do that?
Yeah.
What's the goal? How do you do it? And I think you have to kind of figure out what your purpose is. What is your purpose? I think every company has a mission statement, and we're trying to put together a mission statement now. What are we about? What are we going to do? What are we looking to
To me, that's very, very neat that you're even thinking that way, because you guys are 30 years, almost 30 years into this thing.
25.
25 years.
We'll celebrate 25 next year.
Yeah. So to be thinking that way, it shows that whatever you do is going to be successful. And then we huge fans, love you guys, and
I'm the same way with y'all. I appreciate this. Seriously,
it's always an honor when we get to work with y'all. It's just it's a lot of fun, and we really enjoy it.
I know y'all dropped the name Integrity, but every time somebody brings up Triumphant, they talk about how real you guys are, and the integrity that you present yourself with on stage. And anytime you're talking about David or yourself or Clayton or Sean or anybody, I've never heard anything bad about any of you guys.
We've spread a few false rumors.
Just to kind of
try to mess it up a little bit,
field
and they won't stick.
Yeah, we definitely know there's some rumors out there. I'm sure. But, now I found out who's
it was Chris Jenkins.
Yeah.
Love you, Eric. Thank you so much.
Seriously, man. Thank y'all so much.
We appreciate it.
Bye, friends. Bye, friends.